Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining this course, foundational course 6 on the Diamond Cutter Sutra. One of the 5 courses that is required to join any one of the houses, the new houses that Asian Classics Institute is, and all of us are pulling together. So this course is one of the most important courses for us in our spiritual journey. And it's a real honor for me to pass it along to you. And I really appreciate the opportunity to do so. And I'm very appreciative of your interest in the course and in the material and in all of these teachings. So before we do our prayers that we do before class, let's take a moment and set our motivation as clearly as possible, as most heartfelt as possible. So take a moment. And think about what brought you here to this class, this course on the Diamond Cutter Sutra.
我们现在是设定动机，在课
What
程
do
开
you
始之
hope
前，
to
我们来设定动机。
be able to do
在此
with
刻，
the content that you learn in this
你
course?
希望在这样的课程里边学到的内容，你希望这样的课程的内容可以怎么样帮到你呢？
So, with that motivation clearly in our
好，我
hearts,
们带着清晰的动机，
let's recite the,
我们
the prayers before teaching.
来开始唱诵，或者说是开始的祈请文。
Sashi buki chukshin me tok tram rirabling shin yinde yampadi Sange shingdu mikte owargi Drokun namdak shingla chuparso Idam Guru Ratnam Mandalakam Niryatayami. Sangye Churan Suki Chuknam La Changchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chishe Kipe Sunam Ki Drola Penshir Sangye Duparsho Sangye Churan Soki Chukdam La Changchu Pardu Dakni Kapsuchi Daki Chishe Gipe Sunam Ki Drola Penchir Sangye Juparsho Sangye Chiran Soki Chuknam La Changchu Pardu Dakni Kapsuchi Daki Chishe Gipe Sunam Ki Drola Penchir Sangye Juparso. So if you haven't taken classes with me
如
before,
果说之前你没有上过我的课程的话，
what I like to do is pass along the teachings
那
as
我
they've
非
been
常喜
passed on
欢
to
的
me.
是说，能够
And
继续传承这样的教
so
给我的课程内
I
容，
use a lot of
所
the
以
Tibetan language
我会运用很
in
多
these
的
courses.
藏文。
And I've put together documents
我
for
也
you
把这些内
that
容为大家
have
整理好了。
as much of the Tibetan that was used in passing
这些
along these
内容
teachings
呢，也
that
是
I'm
有
able
到
to
足够的藏
to
文，
figure out, to find the spelling of. So
大
you
家
will
可以去
find
找到里
these
边的内容。
documents in
所以你会找到这些内容。
online once they're posted. And my intent in doing so is that
那
to do my small part to
我们希望能
to
够做到
support
的是
the Tibetan
帮
language
助大家
continuing on in this world.
能够将
And the
藏文
reason
继
I
续的
find
进行
that
下去。
so important
那我们之所
is
以觉
that
得这很重要，
if we look at the collection
就
of
是如果说我
the
们
teachings of the Buddha that
来去看
exist on this
整
planet,
个佛陀的教授，
the most
你会
comprehensive
发现
collection of
它
his
是非
teachings
常这些
exists
内容，
in the Tibetan language.
这些内容最为
There
完
is
整的
much
教授，
that
全
exists
部
in
都
the
是
Tibetan
以
language
藏文的形
that
式。
does not exist in any other language yet, that
那
has not yet
没有
been
任何其
translated
他语
into
言或
languages that
许
are
像藏文那样
more
的完整
commonly
的。
in use around the planet.
那
And so
这也是
it's very important
非常重
to
要的，
learn the language.
能
And
够去
so
学
my
习
use of the language, I'm
语
not
言。
requiring or forcing,
那
rather encouraging you
我们
to
希望大
take an
家
interest in
能够
hearing
去
these Tibetan words, in
有机
speaking
会去听
these
到这
Tibetan
些
words, to
藏文，
so that you hear yourself
这样
speaking
的
these
话，
words, so that
你
they
自己能够去听到你自己去讲这样的语言，
they become a part of you
它
over
能够去
time,
成为你的一部分。
the more that you hear them. And Geshe Michael has described this language as, well, Sanskrit is a very, Sanskrit is the language in which the Buddha taught, right? And Sanskrit has a profound
我们知
connection
道了说，
with the
梵文
inner body
是佛陀曾
of
经教授的语言，
our inner
而梵
bodies.
文也是
These
在我
sounds
们的身体
exist
内的。
in places in our inner bodies.
呃，这些声音也
And
都是在我们
they
身体
say
内
that
存在的。
once we become enlightened, that
那也有
uh,
提到说，一旦
we
你
will
证悟之后，
speak this
你
language,
就能够
that we
去
are
讲到
speaking
梵文。
in the sounds of our inner body.
那你就会发
Uh,
现，所有我们内在
as
的
for
声音是
the
以
Tibetan language,
梵文
um,
的形式。
it is as if it came from the heavens
那如
down to
果
this planet. It
说
doesn't have like deep
这些语言是
connections to other
来自
languages that
于
exist on this planet.
来自于天堂的语言的
So,
话，
where did it come from?
那这些语言是来自于哪里的呢？
Geshe Michael says that it came from the
那
angels.
格西老师提到
So
说，它
it's a
是来自
special
于
language
天使的，所以它是非
for
常
that
特
reason.
殊的语言。
So
那
don't feel nervous about the Tibetan. If you want, you can
如果
do the
说
homework and quizzes in
你
both
想
English
的话，
and
你可
Tibetan.
以去
You can
以
try
英
if you
文和
want.
藏文的形式来
Um,
去做作业和
but
考试，
please do
可以
when
去
I
做一些
ask you
尝试。
to repeat a word. Please do repeat. Please
那当
do
我们
hear yourself
教大
speaking
家这
this
个藏文的
language
时候，我
and
们邀请大家
think
一
about
起
that you're
来
planting the
去重复。
seeds
那这
for
样的话，你自己也
understanding
可以去种
the
下一
teaching.
个让自
Okay.
己日后更为理解的种
Okay.
子。
That's the weird thing about me.
好，这就是有关于我的一
Well, there
些
are
教
many
授的
weird
风
things
格。
about me, but
那当
we
然
will
也有
come
很
to
多我
find
奇
it
怪的地方，
over time.
你自己稍后就会意识到。
So first, I'll go
首
through
先
an
呢，我
overview
会
of
带领
the
大家
course
来去看整个
briefly.
内容。
In the first class, this class today,
那我们在第一节课，也就是
we
我们
are going to
今天
cover
的这一
where
节
this
课，
book
我们
came from,
会来
this
去
sutra,
讲一讲这一本书是
as
从哪里来
well
的，
as
或者说
the
是经，我
commentaries
们
that
是来
we'll
自
be
于哪里的。
using to
那
understand
也
the
就是
sutra.
我们要去运用
Who
的
wrote
论式来
them,
去理解的
when
经，
we're
它
going to
都是
talk
来自于
about
哪里的，谁
what
写的这些内
the
容。
title
那我们也
Dhammapada
会来去讲一讲
means.
这个主题或者这个标
And
题，
under
所谓的这个能
which
断金刚，它到底是什么意思？
the circumstances that the Buddha
那
taught or
在
gave
当时
his teaching.
这个佛陀是在什么样的情景下
In the
去教
second
的这些的
class,
内容？那么
this
第二节
is
课呢，
well, they're all pretty important. But the
那
second
这也
class,
是非常重要的。
it contains a key,
那么第
super
二节课
important, especially coming
是
off the
非
last
常重
course
要
that
的，
I taught,
尤
which
其
was
是我
about
们
how karma
在上一
works.
节课
So
结
in
束之
class
后，也
2,
就是业力如
we're
何运
going to
作。
talk about
那么在第二
how
节课，我们会来去
emptiness
讲一讲空性
relates to bodhicitta. And so
和
why do I
菩
say
提心
that's
是如何相关的。
related to course
那为什么
5,
我们会
which is on
说它
karma?
和跟
Because
第五阶
bodhicitta
业力相
is
关呢？因为菩提心
well, it's a wish. So
那它
it's not
是
mental,
这
it's
样
not
的一
physical,
个
but it's a wish. And
菩
those
提
who
心，
have
它
this
是这样的一
wish,
个愿力。
they
那
do
也
certain
就是那
activities,
些
which
如
we
果他
will
们有
talk a
到这
little
样的
bit
愿力
about.
的话，
That's
他们
more
会去
in
做一
later
些行
courses.
为。
But
那我
those
们稍后也会来
activities,
去
those
讲
are
一讲，
karma.
而这些
Those are karma.
行
Well,
动，
as well
这
as
些都是
movement
业
of the
力。
mind
那
is
也
karma,
包含了
for
意
those
识
of
的
you
运
who
动
remember. So
全部都是这个业力。
we're with this course, I think we're
所
starting
以
to
我
see
们这一节的课程呢，大
just
家就可以
how
看到，
related
那这些是如何相关
these
的，
concepts that the Buddha
也就
taught,
是我们教
why
给大
they
家的，
first
或者
seem
说的
like,
佛
oh,
陀
we're
教
going
给
to
大
talk
家
about
的。
emptiness, or
那
oh, we're going to talk about the
一开始可能
bodhisattva,
是说我们会来
or
去
oh,
谈
we're
一
going to
谈
talk
空
about
性，然
renunciation.
后菩萨道，然后
We
出离心。
start to see how
然
how
后呢，我们可
related
以
they
去
are,
看一看
how
这些内容是如何
intertwined
相关联的，它
they
们
are.
是如何
It,
相
it
关的。
starts to gel for us,
那你会
which
看
is,
到，它们是
I don't
如
know
何相
about
关联的。
you, but that's pretty exciting. How you can use these teachings together. Okay, in class 3, next week from today, we'll talk
那
about
我们在第3节课，
emptiness
也就是下
and the
一
bodies
下一周，
of Buddha.
我们会来去
So
谈一谈
when you
佛的
become fully
身体
enlightened,
和意识的空性，
they talk
也就
about
是当你完
an
全证
enlightened
悟，
being's body
也就
in
是
4
提到的证
aspects.
悟的
Well, some say 3, some say 2,
4
but
个
it's
面相。有
all
的人说
it's
4个面相，有的
mostly,
人说
so we
2个
say
面相。
granular
那
view
我们
is
会
4
说
different bodies.
最基本的是这4
And
个
we'll talk
不同的
about
身。
those bodies and how
我
emptiness
们会来去讲一
relates
讲
to those
这
bodies.
不同的身，它们之间的空性，以及
In the
和
4th
和
class,
空性的关系。
uh,
那么第4节课，
we'll talk about, we're following the order of the content within the sutra right now. This course,
我
these
们现
classes
在是
follow
按
that
照这
order.
样的课
So
程，其实是
after
跟
the
能
Buddha
断金
talks
刚
about
经它
the
的顺序
relationship
是有道相关的。
between
也
emptiness
就是我
and
们
the
会
Buddha's
讲一
body,
讲，
he
空
talks
性
about
跟
the
佛
future
的身体
of
之间的关联。
his
然后他
teachings
讲到
on
了
this planet.
这些教授
So
的
we'll be
未
covering
来，
that.
所以我们会
And
涉
then
及
in
到这
class
一部
5,
分。然后
we'll
呢，
talk
在
about
第
more
5节课，
specifically
我
about
们
how
会更进一
emptiness
步的
and
讲一讲
karma
空
are
性
related.
和业力是如何相关联的。
That there is a mistaken idea,
也就
and
是有到
actually
这样
it's
的一些
one
错误的
that
理
can
念，
easily
事实上是
come to us as students,
我们通常作为学生来讲会出
that the
现的。
more we focus on
我们
emptiness,
越是专注在空性，
especially
尤其
the higher views of emptiness,
是有关于空性的更高的见解，
the more we can think that
我
what we
们
do
就越
doesn't
是能
matter
够去
because
想到我们在
everything
做的
is empty. That's a
是
very
如何
mistaken idea, but
呃
I do just warn you
我
that the
我
more
们
we
如何
study
我
this,
们所做的这些都无所谓，因为
we
所有一
have
切是空性的，这是非常错误的一种见解。
as human
我们
beings, I think,
会提醒大家，
we
就
have a
是我们
tendency
作为人来讲，
to
有到这样的一个倾向，
oversimplify things.
通常会过于简化事物。
So my suggestion is that when
所以
we
我的
hear
建议呢，
teachings,
就是当
when
我
we
们在听
hear
到这些
something
教
new,
授，
especially
当我们
about
听到这
emptiness,
些新的，尤
is
其
that
是有关于
we
空性的，
we
就
ask the
是
question, how does
我
this
们可以
relate
去问这些
to
问
what the
题，
Buddha taught
它
about
是如
morality?
何相关的。
How does
那
this relate
佛讲的
to
有关于
what the Buddha
世
taught
界
about serving others?
是如何相关的。
How does
我
this
们
relate to what the Buddha
讲
taught
到的
about
佛
karma?
讲到的有关于佛是
Acceptable.
如何讲空
So
性的，
that
佛是如
we
何讲
keep
服
those
务他人的，
connections
所以我们
in
会
our
保持
mind
这些不同
and
的，
sort of
在意
work
识当中保
against
持这些不
this
同部分的连
tendency
接，
that we
能
have
够
to
去
make
提醒我
things
们
as
这样的倾向，也就是我
I
们
don't
倾
know,
向
black
于
and white,
将于事
as
物
simple
黑
as
白，
possible.
尽可能的去简
Geshe
洁
Michael
化。
didn't say that. I just said that. That's
那
my
葛西麦克
idea,
没有
just
这么
as
讲，这是
someone
我
who's been
的
practicing
想法，
or
只是说
attempting to
我
live these teachings for the past
呃
30 years.
作为这样的一个过去30年践行的人来
So
讲的
karma
一个
and
观点。
emptiness,
所以业力和空性，
they go together.
它们是彼此相关联的。
Class 6
第6课呢，
is about
我们
Tonglen.
会来看施与受。
Oh, first Tibetan word. I
施与
should
受，
get out.
中冷第一个
the Tibetan
藏文词，
document. That's not the Tibetan document. Those are my teaching notes. Sorry. So here's another weird thing about me is that I am
抱
sharing
歉，
impaired when it comes to Zoom.
这个我刚才分享错
Sharing
了。
challenged? I don't know. If anyone struggles with sharing in Zoom, it's probably Utpala.
我总是没有办法在 Zoom 里边很好的去跟大家分享文件啊，总是搞错。
There we go. That's better. So say Tonglam.
好，我们跟着念，通冷
Tonglam.
哦，通冷，通冷，
May I
通冷，
see lips move, please? Tonglam.
冲冷啊！我们邀请大家一起来
That's good. Thank you so much.
读冲冷。
So Tonglam means the path of seeing, as Tin put in the chat. Thank you, Tin.
冲冷
And this is, we're going to talk about paths later today. But this is the stage of our practice where
这就
we
是我
have our
们
first experience of
有到
seeing
的
emptiness directly,
第一次直见空性的
which is
这
a
样的一个
very
体验，
critical point in
它
our
也是一个非
practice.
常重
And
要
so
的
in
我
class
们
6
践
of
行过
this
程的一个里
course,
程碑。
um,
那这一
we
节
go
呢，
into some
我
detail
们
about
会进一
what
步
that experience is
来
like.
去看这一个体验会是什么样的。
Class 7 is
第七课
how do
就
how does
是
emptiness relate to
空性
getting rid of your mental afflictions,
和
your negative thoughts,
你的去除负
which
面
is
情
very
绪之间
important,
有什么样的关联？
right? Our negative thoughts,
我们
they're so
的负面
destructive,
情
you know.
绪
Not only do they harm other people, but they're very distracting. I mean,
非
when
常让
we
人干扰。
get angry, or when
那
we
我
are
们
jealous, or
非常
whatever
生气，
the negative
我
emotion is,
们
we're
不管什么样的
distracted
负面情
from
绪，我们总
from
是
serving others, from thinking about others. We get to be like in our heads, and we certainly can't meditate when we're horribly angry, you know. So it's very important to learn how it is that
非常重要的是
emptiness relates to
能
getting rid of
够
our mental afflictions.
去觉察到我们的负面情绪。
And who is it that has gotten rid of their mental afflictions? That person is known as an arhat.
而
That
那个
person
谁
has
没
reached
有负面
nirvana.
情绪呢？就是指
They
的
have
那个阿罗汉，
they have
他们已经到
escaped.
达了涅
They
槃，
have become free
他
from
们
the
已
cycle of
经
suffering.
跳出了这个
So
痛苦的
that
循
would be
环。
a cool place to be.
那这
Class
是
8 is
很酷
about
的。
emptiness and Buddha's paradise. So we'll talk about a little bit about
我
what
们会
is
来讲一
a
讲
Buddhist paradise, and
佛
I'll
的
share with you something that
净土
another
是什
teacher
么样
told
的。
me,
这也是我会
and
跟
this
大家来
also
去分
relates
享
to
另外一个老师跟我
emptiness, of course.
分享过
And
的。
there's no Buddha paradise that exists somewhere right now
没
waiting for
有
you to move in.
在任何没有任
We have
何
to
一个
create.
独立存在的佛的净土 此刻在这里等着你去进入到那个佛的净土的。所以
So
事
that's
实
a
上
fun
是我
thing
们
to
需要
think
自己去
about
创
sometimes.
造这样的一个
What do I
佛的净土。
want my Buddha paradise to look like?
那或者说有的时候你可以去思维一
Who's
下，我
there?
想要我的佛
What does it
国
look
乐
like?
土
What are
是
we
什
going
么
to
样，
do together?
它是什么样，看上去是什么样的，我们想要去做什么呢？
So that's exciting.
所以这是听
Uh,
上去很有
and
趣
so
的。
to get to our Buddha paradise that we create, we have to
而要去
um,
进入到这样的一个佛国
we have
乐土，
to
我们
eliminate the
需要去
obstacles that
去
we
除
have
掉
to
我们
being
有道的
fully
障碍。
enlightened. So we'll talk about how emptiness
所
relates
以
to that.
我们会来看，空性
The
和这些
ninth
是如何
class
相关的，
is about emptiness and the
也就是
perfection of wisdom. We're going to talk a tiny bit about the perfection of wisdom
空性和
today, um,
般若。
but
我
we'll
们今天
talk
也
about
会
it
稍微谈一
more
下，
in depth in
那我
class
们也
9.
会进一步。
And then the last class is about how discussing about how even though things, we say it this way now before really understanding, even
我
though
们
things are
说，
empty,
哪怕事
they
物
still
是
work.
空的，它们仍然
And
是
and things do
起作
matter.
用
It
的，
does matter
而且事物也
how
确
we
实
act with other
是
people, what we do,
有作
and
用的。
what
我
we're
们对
going
于
to
他人
come
的
to
行
learn
为
is that
也确实
it's not
是
even though
有
things are empty,
影响的。所以
they
并不是
function.
说事物空性
It's
具备空性，你
because
就可以任意去做
things are
你想
empty,
做的，
they function.
而事物
So that's
就是因
exciting.
为具备空性，所以它们才
And
会
then
有
we're
到
also
对应的
going to
功能。
talk about
我们也会继续来谈一谈
a poem that I thought just as
一
sort
首
of
诗。
like, I don't know,
那这首诗
to
呢，
plant
就
a good
是
seed for us,
我们提到的，能够帮助我们种下一些
that
好的
we
种子，
could
我们可以
recite this together.
来去一
So
起
I'm
来
just
去
going to
唱
go
诵。
through the words. I'm
所
not going to
以我们
even
来去
tell you
看一
what they
些这
mean
些
right now,
唱诵，我甚至
but
此刻都不
these
会告诉你是什么
words
意思，但是这
are
些语言呢，
I don't know, they're like the Diamond Cutter
它
Sutra
们就好像
wrapped up
是能
into
断
4
金刚
lines.
一样，它就好比是能断金刚经在4
So
句里边。
let's just start
好，
going through
我
what these
们
words are.
来去看一下这些词到
Say
底是什么意
karma,
思，大家跟着念，跟着念。
rabrib, marme, tong. So the first line, karma, rabrib,
跟
marme,
着念。
tong. Next line, yuma, low tone S coming up, silwa, chuper, tongue. So second line a little more together. Yuma silwa, chuper tongue. I'll make this a little bigger. I see some people squinting. Yuma silwa, chuper tongue. Milam, high tone mi, milam. Look, down, chin, tabu. Milam look, down, chin tabu. Duje, Detar, Tawar, Ja. Okay, let's do this all together. Ready? And it's fun if everyone turns on their microphone if you're not translating, because well, let me just tell you
好，
really
我们邀
quickly.
请所
We
有人一起
do
来
this.
去
I
打开
meet
麦
with
克风，
other
来一起
nuns,
来去唱诵
and
或者
we
说诵读。
recite this poem together.
那
And
我
we
会
each
遇
recite
到
it
我
in
们和
either
一
our
些
own
僧尼
language
会一起
or
来
in
去
in
诵
Tibetan
读以
language.
上的内容，
So all these different languages are going
所
on,
以
and we
我
all have our
们
microphones
会
open. So it's just
一
this
起，所以我
this
们
like
当时一起
symphony.
僧尼们一起
The poem
就
becomes a
会
symphony.
来去诵读这些诗
But
句
for all of
啊，
us,
这个
let's
诗
do
句
it
就变成了一个
in
交响乐。
Tibetan, and it
好， 我
will
们邀请
be a
所有人打
symphony
开麦克风，
anyway.
然后一起来去诵读这个内容。
1, 2,
Siêu phàm hóa siêu hóa bờ trăng vũ
Phơ thẳng
Miệng
Phi
thẳng
lám
Phật
độ
thẳng
Chí tha bổ
Trừ
Tu chế lệ đá á
Yay! Thank you for playing along. So, like I
感谢
said,
大家
we
一起。
recite this when the nuns get
好，我
together. Monks do
们
this as well. When we do
提
our
到了
sojong ceremony,
我
we
们
do
会
our
一起来去做
confession and
阅读
rejoicing
的
about
这个
how
忏
we
悔
live our
的这个
vows.
仪式的时候，我
And there
们
are a
会一
number of
起
things
来
we
去
recite,
做，
and this is one of them.
而这其中就是
So
一
in the last
个部分。
class, we'll spend some time and talk about this poem. Okay, let's talk about the title of this sutra. I have to make this a little smaller. Oh, there we go. Say Vajra
跟读
Chedika.
跟读
Vajra Chedika. Now, this is Sanskrit. So this is the title in Sanskrit. And I've just put here what it looks like with the diacritics we use when we're representing the
好，我
Sanskrit
们在
script
这里
using
是
Roman characters.
用罗马字母
So I'll
来
give that to you
去
in
代
case you're
表
someone
这
who
个
may be
范文。
studying with Christina Casca
所
and you're
以，如果
studying
在
Sanskrit,
座的有
that you will
人
be
有
able
在
to
学习
pronounce
范文
the
的话，
words more
那这就
accurately
是可以帮助
than
你
if
更
we
好的
just
去
look
发音。
at Roman characters. Anyway, Vajracharaka. Does anyone know what the word Vajra means?
有人知道 Vajra 是什么意思吗？
Anyone put that in the chat?
有人知道
Or
Vajra 是什么
speak
意
it?
思吗？
Diamond. Yes. Oh, everybody knows. Yay. Okay, I'm teaching this course to people who could teach me this course. So I'm just sharing this course.
好
You're
像我在
giving
教那
me
些已经
the
能够教这
great
节课的
pleasure
人，
of
那
hearing
所以
myself.
我其实
Yeah.
Я
And
скоро
hearing-
приду.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Vajra means diamond. Chedika
Vajra 是指的钻
is a
石，
word that's made up of two different parts. There's
那
ched
Shalika 是指的
and then the
两部分
ika。is some sort of ending. I am not studying Sanskrit. I want to learn Tibetan first before I learn Sanskrit. Ika means something, but I don't know what. Ched.
Ched
Ched, yep,
这个
people are
是什么
putting
意
it
思呢？
here. Ched means to cut.
Ched 是指的
Maybe
切，
Ika means like on the end of an English language, sometimes we put the letters ER.
就好比
So it
说
would be
我
cutter,
们在
one who cuts.
英文放到
Maybe
背
Ika
后
is like
装
that.
er，
That's my guess. But so don't write it down. It's just a guess.
那但是我
Okay,
不确
so
定它到底是什么意思啊。
Vajracharika means diamond cutter, and that's the name
所以
of this
Vajracharika
sutra.
连起来是指的能断金
And
刚
you， know what's
而
really
这个
interesting
就是这
is that
个
this
经的名
phrase,
字。而这一
diamond
句呢，
cutter,
能
does
断金
not
刚，
exist anywhere else in the sutra.
在任何其他地方，尤其是在这本经里面都
But
不存
that's
在，
what it's called. That's what
而
it's
这
titled.
个就是它的
And
名
we will
字。
become very familiar with why that's so. We'll start to discuss
而
it.
我们也会对这一句
So
稍后会比较熟悉，
sutras, most of the
所
time when
以
you hear the word sutra,
大部分
it
我们
means it
在
was
讲
taught by an
经，
enlightened being. And
它
that is
的
what
意
that
思都是
means
指
here.
的是由
This is a
正者
sutra.
来去教
It
的，
was
那才
spoken
能够
by
叫做经。
the enlightened being
它是
Shakyamuni
由
Buddha.
释迦牟尼佛讲过的，
Sutra doesn't always mean sutra,
所以
as in spoken by an enlightened
经
being. There's a
它
book called
并
the
不
Vinaya Sutra,
总是
which is
是由
which
佛
is
讲的。比如
prominent
说我们有
in
戒律
the
经，
study of
那
Vinaya means
它是在
personal ethics
戒律
or
经
morality.
道德，
And Vinaya Sutra is something that we study as
而
monastics.
戒律经我们学习到的
But
这
it
些
wasn't
内
spoken
容，
by an enlightened being.
它其实
But
并
anyway,
不是
so this is
由
a
正
sutra
者直接去
meaning
讲
spoken
的，
by an enlightened
所以
being, taught
这里
by
的这个经
Shakyamuni
一般
Buddha
都是指的
in
由
500
释迦牟尼佛亲自讲的，是在公元
BC.
前500年。
The Tibetan for the title is Dorje Chupa.
而
Say
藏文的
Dorje,
名字跟读
Dorje Chupa. Chupa. For those of you who are listening carefully, there
对于在座的各位，大
because
家
there's
仔
this
细在听着的，
da suffix, this d at the end, we do it. We cut off the sound of the vowel quickly, so it's
那
chupa,
我们
chupa, not chupa, chupa. Okay, so
我们会
you're
快速
going to
的切
hear
掉
the
后
more
边的
you
这个辅
study
音，所以你听到整个这个
Tibetan Buddhism or Buddhism in
词的发
any
音是非常
any
紧凑的。
language.
那
The more you'll hear about
你越是
Dorjes.
能够去听到这些内容，
So does anyone know what Dorje means?
所以
I
都这
know
是什么意思呢？
how many people are here? That's how many people know what this means. Diamond, 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 diamond. Look at you
啊
go. Yes,
都这就是指
Dorje
的钻
means
石，
diamond.
都这就是指的钻石。
If we break down the words,
如果说我
do
们把这个词去做一个
means
拆分的
stone,
话，
and J means Lord. This is
这
part
是
of
指的，
J Tsongkhapa's name. We say Lord,
大家还记得宗喀巴大师的名字对不对？
man who
J
came
是指
from the
的主
onion fields.
啊，这个指的
And
那个
we
来自
add, when
于
we pronounce it,
洋葱地
this
的人，
this R sound comes in because of this prefix of the word J. Because you see, this just ends in O, but we say
大家可以
Dorje.
看到这个
Because these two words come together, this
我们这两个
R
词连
prefix.
在一起，
When we put the two words together, we pronounce that R prefix.
我们把它连在一
Dorje,
起的时候，
Dorje, diamond, Lord of stones,
这
King of
个
stones, and the king of all stones is a diamond.
钻石之主，
Until you
金
think
刚
it's a
主，
ruby, but it's a diamond. Is the king
所
of
以
stones.
它是金刚主。
Chupa, say chupa.
跟读
So chupa, that means to cut.
指的是
To
切
cut.
切。
If in the last course we had the phrase getsa chupa.
我们
If you
上节课
remember, if you
有
took
到
that
Getsa
course
Chupa，
5, how karma works, that's
也就是第5节业力如何运
cutting the
作，
root
我
of
们
your
有去到，
virtue.
就是砍掉你的善的根。
So the name of the book, Dorje Chupa, it was
所以这本
spoken
著作的名字
again by Shakyamuni Buddha in
是由释迦牟尼佛
BC.
在公元
And
前500
what's
年教授
really
的。
cool is that
那它非常酷的点在于呢，
at least is what we found so far. We always
那
discover new things about our past. But so far,
目
it
前为止，
is,
它是
it is, something's trying to be taught to you by the sharing impaired. Hold on just a moment. Here we go. It is the first book that was ever printed.
它是第一本印刷出来的书
First
籍，
book
第一本
that our species printed.
我们人类历史
And this
上
is the
有到
cover.
的印
This
刷
is
的
what
著
the
作，
cover looks like.
而这个
So
就是它的
it
样
was
子。
printed in China,
所以它是
and
在中国
the
印刷的。
complete version that we have is it's
我们有
dated, so
到
we know
的
it was printed and
完整
published on
的
the
时间的
11th
记
of
录，
May in
它
868.
是868年，公元868
So,
年
and it's
5
been
月11号，
for since that time a very
所
important
以
book in
是
China,
自
in
从那个
Japan,
时候一直到现
in
在，
Mongolia, in different countries in that area. It was first translated into Chinese much earlier than when it was first printed, right? So it was passed along in the Chinese language first in 401 of the current era. And so it wasn't printed until 450 years later was when the first printing happened.
这是第一本
So it was
印刷的书籍。
translated into
它是翻译成了
by,
中文。
see, I'm trying to be smooth. I'm not being all that effective, but I'm trying to be smooth. Okay, translated into Chinese by a man called Kumara Jiva.
鸠摩
Kumara
罗
Jiva.
什，
And that was
鸠摩
in
罗什，
401, current era.
那这是公
It's very
元
common
401
for
年。
people of different cultures to have a copy of this book in their homes. Like
所以
the
这是在那个
Mongolians
年
have
代，人
a
们
copy of
非
it.
常普遍的会家里边各有一本这样的一个印刷本。
There are, so
那
that's
这
about
些，
the sutra. So now
这就是
we'll
有关
talk
于这
about
本经。
some commentaries that exist about the
我
sutra.
们来去看一下有关
There
于
are
这本
two
经它
Indian
的一些论
commentaries
述，
to the
主要有
sutra.
两部印
The
度的论
first
述。
one
那
is
第一部呢
by
是
Lopen Yikmyen. Lopen Yikmyen. And that's Master Vasubandhu.
这是世亲大师。
And his dates are somewhere around
世亲大师是公元
AD.
350年啊，公元
He
350年。
wrote an explanation of this
那
sutra.
他写了这本书
And here
的
is the
一
title,
个
which
论
I'm
释，
not going to make you say
然
because it's
后
really
这个
long,
就是他
almost as long as
的
those 4 lines we
这
just
个
read.
论释的名字。
But he didn't write it in Tibetan anyway. He wrote it in Sanskrit, and it was translated
那
into Tibetan,
他
right?
是
Because he was from
以梵文的
India
形
in
式
350 AD.
写下来的。那因为他
So
是来
at
自
the
于
time,
印度的。
Geshe Michael thinks that it wasn't yet considered Dorje Chupa, the diamond cutter. It was referred to as the perfection of wisdom in 300, meaning there's about 300 verses, which is pretty
它
long.
是大概有
sutra
300句的
land. It's a pretty long sutra.
寄送。那它是相对比较长的一个
And then
经。
the other commentary we have is by Kamalashila.
那另外一
Kamalashila.
个论释
The Tibetans didn't translate his name. That's
由
his
莲花戒大师
name
来
in
去论释的。
Sanskrit. He's famous because there's
那他
we
之
tell
所以
his
出名呢，
story
是
when
因
he
为
came to
我们
Tibet,
经常
which
会
he did
讲
do.
到他之所以去到藏
He
地的
was
这个著名
invited
的
to
故
come
事。
to a monastery and debate someone from China, actually.
那当年的莲花戒大师呢，被邀请
Because
进藏地呢，是因
he
为
wanted to
要
know
去跟一位
what
来
do
自
we
汉
meditate
地
on?
的
What
这
does
个大师
what do the
来
Buddhist
去辩
teachings
论。
say we should
那
meditate
因
on?
为这个
The
国王
Chinese
还是
person
比
was
较
saying,
想
"Oh,
了解说，
we
到
you
底
empty
冥
your
想是
mind,
怎么一回事儿。
you
而
clear
来
your
自
mind of
汉地
all
的这
thoughts."
个大师呢，就
And
说，
Master
所谓的冥想
Kamalashila
就是你要去清掉你意识
talked
当中
about
所有
many
的
different
念
types
头。
of meditations,
而莲花
which
戒
we
大师
covered
呢，
in
是
course
给到
3,
了很多
if
不
you
同
recall.
的
But there are things
这个
like
冥
you
想。
can
那
review
我们有关
lists
于莲花
and
戒大师的冥想，在3戒当中也有提到过。
you can do analytical meditation. You can
就
consider
是你可以
questions,
去做
consider the
分析
teachings and how
的
they
冥想，
relate to
你
your
可以去
life.
思维这些教授，你可以
And
去
then you
思
can
维
put
这
your
些
mind
内容
single-pointedly
是如
on
何
an
跟你的生
object,
活相
whether
关
that
的。
object is
然后呢，你可以
a
将你的意
visual
识单点
image
专注
or
在
a
一个对
concept,
象上，可以是一个
or
图
in the
片，可以
case of
是
the
一个
direct
概念，
perception
那也
of
可以
emptiness,
是这个对
place
空
your
性的直
mind
见，
single-pointedly on the
那
absence
可以是
of something in
将
particular, which we will talk about
你
more.
的意识放在某一个具体对象上的单点
Qiyang
专注。
that's the phrase that means basically
那
think about
这就
nothing.
是
Qiyang
去思维，什么都不去想，什
So
么都不去想。
Master Kamalashila
所以
won the
莲花
debate,
戒大师呢，
and so
就
the
跟汉
Chinese
地的这个
teacher was asked to leave the
大
country.
师辩论，
Those
就
who
莲
had
花戒大
listened
师
to what
赢
he
了，
had to
所
say
以那
were
些
told
辩
to no
论输了
longer
的人就需
meditate
要
on
去
nothing.
放弃他们
And
的这个教授，然
Master
后
Kamalashila
离开藏
started
地。
sharing
所以莲花
what
戒
he meditated.
大师就开
Okay.
始去广传他
So
的
his
这个
commentary
的冥
on
想。
the Diamond Cutter Sutra,
那
again,
这里的
it's
这
another
个
long title,
是
so we won't
非
go
常
over
长
that here,
的
but it's
一个
here
一个主
for
题，但
for
是
those
我
of
们
you who
不
are
会
studying
细
the
讲
language.
啊。
I know there's a
对
few
于
of
大
you,
家想要去学
so
习这个
you
语
have
言，
it
我知道
here,
在座的各位
and
有
you
在
can
去
use
学
this, and you
藏
can
文，你
find
可
it
以去运用这一部
in
分的
the
这个内容，
ALL
然后在
database,
ALL 的
and
这个
you
数据
can
库
pull
当中去
out
找。
the original input of this commentary. But we're going to have snippets of it in this
那
course.
我们会
It's called
在
in English. I
这
think I
一
didn't
节
give
课
you the
当中的
English
话，我
for
们
this.
去找到一
It's
些
called in
片段。
English, the one by Master
那
Vasubandhu.
由世
It's
亲大
called a
师写的
detailed
这本
commentary on
叫做
the
具
7
体的论
topics
事，有关于7
of
个
the
主题，
exalted Lady of
也
Calm,
就是
the
啊、
work on the perfection of wisdom
有关
entitled
于般
The
若，
Diamond Cutter.
有能断金刚经。
Beautiful title. The title of the commentary by Master
所以
Kamalashila in
是
English
由莲
is
花戒大
similar,
师写的
but
论
a
事的，
detailed
它
commentary
的名字
upon the exalted
是指
teaching
的具
on the
体的论
perfection of
事，
wisdom
有关于般若智
entitled
慧，
The Diamond Cutter. So
名叫能断金刚经。
those are the only two
所以
Indian
呢，这些
commentaries
就是
on this
呃
sutra,
有关
which is
于
kind
这
of
一部
unusual.
经的
Usually
印
sutras,
度的
if
论
they're
事。
talked about, there are many commentaries.
那
So they're both long
有
commentaries
很多
and they're
的
both challenging commentaries.
长的
So
这个论事，
not too much earlier than when Geshe Michael
所以
first taught this course, which was in March of
在
1995.
格西老师
You know,
1995
the
年
Asian
3
Legacy
月
Library
教的这个对应
was,
的课
you know,
程，
going around the world searching
而
for
亚洲经典
ancient texts
图书馆
to
有再去
scan them and
寻找
preserve them.
不同的这些
And they were
经典的
in
书籍，
St. Petersburg Library in Russia.
而他们是被
They got
这
permission to
个
be
在
there for
俄
because
罗
they were
斯
there
的
for, I don't
圣
know,
彼得
years.
堡图书馆而
And
发
they
现的。
found a commentary by a Tibetan author. And not only just any Tibetan author,
那并不
but
单纯
a
只是
Tibetan
任何的
author
藏文
who
的作者
is in very high regard,
而
well
是
known for being a master teacher, well
很
loved
著名的
by
一位大
monks
师。
in the monastery, very skilled at taking complex ideas and presenting them in a way that's easy to
也就
understand.
是
It sounds a lot
将
like a
所有的这些
certain
内容
teacher
呢，
I know who does
就
the
好像
same
是
thing, named Geshe
我
Michael
们
Roach.
提到的，比如说格西老
But
师讲
anyway,
过的
his
类似
name
的。
is
那
Chini
他的
Drapa Shedrup.
名字叫做丘尼
Chini
扎巴
Drapa
谢图，
Shedrup.
是另外一位论师
Those of
的
you who
作者的
come
名
to
字。
any of the
那如果说大
Swangsong
家
Dhamma
有去
or
到
Mixed
玄
Nuts
奘
translation
塔
program,
或者说是混合
you'll
坚
be
果的
familiar with this
课
person's
程的话，
name,
你对于这
Chini
样
Lama
的
or Chini
这
Drapa
个作
Shedrup,
者的名
because
字是不
we
陌
have
生的，
been translating
因为我
several of
们
his commentaries.
有去翻译了他
He
的不
lived
同的论事。
1675
他是
to
在
1748.
1675年到1748年，
So Chune is the place that he's
所
from.
以
Chone. And Chone is in Amdo. There are were three great regions of Tibet.
所以这就是在藏地的3大主要的这个区域。
And he was from Chone
那
is in
他
Amdo,
是来自于
which is
康
in
巴地
eastern
区，
Tibet.
他是在藏
They
地
say
的
that people from Uzang
东部。
are
他
great
们说
scholars.
来自于
People
乌
from
藏的
Kham
是有
are great
这个
lawyers,
很好的学者，
and
而来
people
自于
from
康地的
Amdo
是
are
有很
great
多
salesmen.
的律师，
So
而
apparently
安
Chini Lama was a
斗
great
的地
salesman
方
of
呢，
the
往往
Buddhist
是
teachings.
有很多的杰出的这个销售啊，所以
So
这一
he
位大师，他
he
是老
he
师， 他
wrote
是
a
来自
lot of
于
cookbooks.
这
He was a
个
prolific
很多
author.
销售以销售出名的这个地方，他也
His
是
collected works are about 12 volumes.
一位多产的作者
And
啊，他
he
有到很多
taught
的
and
著作，
wrote at
那他自己也是在色拉梅寺有到教学和教授。那我之所以把它放在这里呢，因为是在英文当中有到一个 me， 它的发音是指的 me， 但是你可以看到这个是
Like usually, if there's a y here at the end, you would
通
like
常来
stretch it
讲，
out a little
在
bit.
这个
Saramei,
词后
you'd add
有
this
一
little
个 y
diphthong at the end. Saramei,
啊，
but it's not that. It's Saramei. Saramei.
它
For
的发
those
音
of
是
you
这样发
studying
音的
Tibetan.
啊 ，Saramay，
So he taught and lived at Saramei,
所以他是在
which
色拉
happens
梅
to be the
有教授
monastery
和居住，
that Geshe
他
Michael
也
Roach
是格西老师
attended
的寺院，
in India.
在
So at the
在印度，
time, Saramei
所以
was
在那
in
一刻
Lhasa,
那个时候呢，
which was the
是
capital
色拉梅
Tibet.
是
And
在
then
拉萨
until
的，是在
1939,
西藏
there
的
were
拉萨，
about 10,000
然后
monks
直到
studying there.
1959年，是有上万名的僧人都是在
So
色
his
拉梅寺学习的。
commentary on the
那
Dhammapada
么
Sutra
他
is
对于
the
能断金
only
刚经的论
Tibetan
释
scholarly
是唯
commentary
一的，
on this sutra.
藏
And
地的对于能
you
断金
can
刚
call
经的
it
论释，
a coincidence or
所
something
以
that his commentary just happened to be located
他就
by
是
the Asian Legacy Library
由亚洲
just
经典
before
图书
Geshe
馆
Michael is
有
teaching
在
these
发现，
course,
也就是
or maybe something else happened. Maybe
格
it's
西老
that
师 有在
we
教的这个
had
内容。
especially the people who were in the room in March 1995 in New York City. Those people had the amazing karma to
尤其
have
是
this
在
commentary be
1995年，
discovered
在纽约
in
市，
time for their
格西老师
teacher to
在
pass
当年
along this
教
sutra
授的
to
这
them.
些学生，他们其实是
I
有到
mean,
非常杰
it's
出、不可
it
思议的
gives
种
me
子的，
chills
他们
to
能
think
够
about.
去直接
But
去
this
听到
is
这些
one
内
of
容的
those
去
things
教
that
授，所以这就是
if you ever feel like you have nothing to rejoice about in your own
如果
personal
说你实
practice
在
at the
觉
end of the
得
day,
在你
think
自己
about
的
this.
践行当中没有任何
That
可
this
以
group is
去随
this
喜
this
的，
group
那
of
么
students
你
in
可以
New York
去随喜这么样的一群纽约
have
的
the
学生，
good karma
他
to have
们
this
有到
text
很好的种
be
子，能够
discovered
有到这
after
样的
being
文本，能
lost
够被发现，
for
因为
many
这样的文本
years
已经有在
in
很多
time for
年
their
都
teacher to
有
teach
在
them
遗
this
失，
sutra.
然后还有到
This
老师能
sutra
够去教授他们这样的一些内
which
容。
if we understand and bring into our
如
lives
果
can
说我们能够
get
将
us
这
out
样
of the
的
realm of suffering.
经
Amazing.
能够去
It's
发现，
incredible.
并且去带到我们的生活当中的话，这是绝对不可思议的。
I don't know, brings tears to my eyes. You may think I'm silly, but that's okay.
那如果说大家觉得我很蠢的话，但是这也没关系啊。
So, as I said, the
所以
Indian commentaries are very
我
long and
们提
challenging.
到了
And Shuni
这
Lama,
个
well
印度
known
的这些
for
论述呢是非
being
常长的，非常挑
succinct
战的。
and for
但是尊尼
clarifying
喇
or
嘛
or
的他的
passing
这个
along
风格呢，还是非常的
complex
清晰的，
teachings
非常结构
in a
化的。
very
能够去
easy
将
to
这样复杂的
understand
教授
way.
以非常清晰简洁的方式去教
And
授
his
给大
book
家。
is
而他的
called
著作就叫做
Tarlam Sawe Nima. Tarlam Sawe Nima. And in English, that means sunlight on the path to freedom.
藏文就
And
是
that
这
just
个
so
解
happened
脱
to
道
be the
上的日
first
光。
book of the
这也
Dhammapada
是能断
Classic
金
series
刚经典
that was
系列出版
published
的第一本
by
著作，
Dhammapada Press. So it's available,
所以
I believe, in both ebook
这本著
and
作
in
也
hardcover
是有
from
到实
Dhammapada
体
Press.
和电
If
子
it's
版本都有。
legal in your country to
那如
own
果说
that.
在你的国家可以去买的话，你
Otherwise,
可以直接
you
买。
can come to my house and sit in my chair in my living room and read it.
大家
Because
可
I have
以
it all.
来我的房间，来
Just
我
get yourself
的
here.
椅子上， 来去
Okay.
读这本书。
So what that title means, sunlight on the path to freedom. So
所以
it's
解脱
like
道上的日光是什么意思呢？
it's like we're living in the dark.
它就好比说我
We're
们生活
we're
在
living
黑暗当中，
excuse me, the clouds are blocking the sun. It's kind of foggy. We can't see very well.
就好比
That's
说
basically
是
how we
烟
live
雾
our
缭
lives
绕，
without
你根本没有办法去仔细
without
清晰的看清。
knowing, without understanding well how it is that things are and how it is that things work.
你不知道到底事物是如何运作。
Parlam means path to freedom. Par is freedom. Lam is
当
path.
然是指的 lam 是指的道
Sela
路，
is it means to clarify, but it's like the sun suddenly bursts through the clouds and it
它就好
clears
比
away all the
说
fog
太
and
阳
it clears
突然
away
间
all the clouds
是
and
透
everything
过
becomes
云层
very clear.
闪
The
耀，
path,
所以一
the
切都变
way
得非常的
to freedom
清晰。
from this circle of suffering
从痛苦的
is
循环
clear.
当中通
And here's
向
the
解脱的道路
Nima
是
is
非
sun.
常清晰的。
So the sun breaks through the
所
clouds
以
and it clears
太阳
the
突
path
破
to
云
freedom.
层，
Beautiful.
通向解脱的道路。
I mean, the other titles were nice. Those Indian commentators had nice titles, but this is kind of poetic, right? Tibetans are very poetic people, tend to be. Okay, perfection of wisdom. In Sanskrit, it's prajna paramita. Say prajna
跟读
paramita. And this is in I put the Tibetan in here too. Sherab ki paro tu chimpa. Sherab ki paro tu chimpa. So perfection of wisdom is the
般若
general name for a collection of teachings about emptiness that the
是
Buddha
指
gave
的
and that
有
are
关于佛
commented
陀
on
教授
by
空性的智慧，
by Indian sages and
以
then
及由
Tibetan
印度的
scholars.
论释者
So
去论释的。
the perfection of wisdom,
所以
we're going to talk
般若
more about it
我
later.
们 稍后会来继
And
续
even
讨
though
论。
Geshe Michael said very quickly some Tibetan, when I listened to the tape, I could not, it was not a very clear recording and he spoke
那
really quickly
当
and
时格西老师的那个录
I
音其实不是
couldn't
很
find it.
清晰啊，
I
然后我也没
searched
有
and
找
searched,
到，
but I couldn't find it. So I'll give you the
我没有
English.
办法找到它的内容。
Perfection of wisdom is
般若
the knowledge of a person
是
of the greater way with which they perceive emptiness and which is imbued with the wish for enlightenment. So it's the knowledge of a person who's on the
是一
Mahayana
个
path,
人的
on the greater vehicle path, with which they perceive emptiness and which is imbued
也
with
就
the wish
是
for enlightenment.
大乘当中
We'll talk more about this in future classes. Dundan Dempa. Say Dundan
真的
Dempa.
根本大家跟读
Dundan Dempa.
真的根本
Dundam means
真
ultimate
的是指的终极的，
and Dempa means truth. So when you
真的
see
是
the
指
phrase
的
ultimate truth, or you hear the phrase
真相，
ultimate truth, it's referring to emptiness.
它是指的空性。
It's referring to, we haven't said it yet, so I just have to say it. We can't have a course and not say what emptiness is. It's the lack of a self nature.
它
within.
是
It's that nothing has any nature of being what it is from its own
没
self.
有任何事物有其源自其自身的自
That
性。
lack, that emptiness is
这样
ultimate
的
truth. Dundanda.
空性就是终极的。
Now, why does this represent emptiness?
而
We
为
have
什
to
么这个
talk
代
about
表空性呢？
the path of seeing.
我们需要
And
来
to
去
talk
谈一
about the path
谈
of seeing, we have to talk about the 5 paths.
见道，我们需
So
要来
there are
谈
5
悟道，
paths, 5
有
levels
悟道，
that we go through in our spiritual journey from
Và
being
chúng ta đi qua
in the realm of suffering to being free from the realm of suffering. So the first level is called the path of
đầu
preparation.
tiên.
And at that level, that's where we, I think someone has their, we're getting the infinity. Okay. The path of preparation is when we gain pure renunciation.
也就是当
When
我
we
们
see, feel in our hearts that
看到
good things don't come to us from outside.
没有
There's
任何从外
nothing
在而来
in
的
this
好的部分，
world that can
在
bring
这个
us
世界
happiness.
上没有任何的部分能够给我们带
And
来
we
幸福，
create happiness. But it doesn't come
是我
from
们
out
自
there
己
into us.
创造了
Impossible. So that's
快
when we
乐，
first realize that. So we
而这
renounce
就是
that,
当我
like,
们最
I
开
don't know,
始
chocolate ice cream could be
看到的，
inherently good on a hot summer day. Or that silk cloth inherently feels good on the skin, you know, or that a flower inherently smells good from its own side. So we renounce those ideas. The second path, sorry, I'll go more quickly. The second path is the path of accumulation. And that's when we really start to
接下来
understand
是
emptiness
加行道，
intellectually.
那
Once
也
we
是能
gain
够
renunciation,
去
we start to
逻辑上
understand emptiness
去理解，
very well intellectually. And then we've
我
reached
们能
the
够
second
从
path, and there are
逻辑
4
上
levels
去
within
理
that
解到，
path. And then comes the path of seeing, the big
然后
moment
呢，
in our
又到了见道，
third path. And the word path means realization. And there are
而这
different
里
words
的
that we
这
use
个
for that. So lam
道
is path.
lam 是指的道，
Tokpa, when there's a suffix, means realization. Tokpa. And nguto.
都把是指的
Nguto
正
also
正悟，
means it means understanding, but it's understanding in the sense of a realization. These 3, lam, tokpa,
那
nguto,
这三者
are dunchi, which means synonyms.
都是同义词，
Literally one meaning. So lam,
同义词，
tokpa, nguto, realization, understanding, path, they all mean the same thing. And so
理
the
解、
path of
正
seeing
悟、道路
happens
都是
once
同义词，
in the entire stream of your lifetimes. From beginningless time to complete and total enlightenment, the path of seeing happens once.
那
what it is seeing emptiness directly,
这里提到的
experiencing the lack
是
of
见空
self
性，
nature to me,
然后
me, not me, directly in meditation. Before you have seen emptiness directly, if you're like me, I have a feeling that you guys are not like me. But if you are like me, you're a chiba, you're an infant. That's what they're called. People who have not yet seen
好，
emptiness
那个
directly
未
are
知
called
见空性的
infants.
人，就把他们
And
叫
here's
做
the
是
Sanskrit word,
婴儿。
Pratagana. But after you have this direct perception of emptiness, you are considered an Arya. You are a realized being. Not yet
你
an
是
enlightened
一
being,
个
but a realized being.
正者，
Meaning you have seen emptiness directly.
也就是你
Also
知见空性，
meaning that you are inexorably on the path
那也
to
是
becoming either an arhat, or if you saw emptiness directly with bodhicitta in your heart, that means you're an Arya and you're a bodhisattva inexorably on the path to complete and total enlightenment, all in the same moment. So anyway, that's a big change
这
in
就是我们提到的
status
一个
or type of
很
being.
大的身份的一个
And
变
this
化，
happens through the influence of the teachings
而这
that
个就是通
we
过
we
我
we
们
become
所收
right.
到的这
So
些
at
教
this
授，
path, we've already got renunciation. We
那么
we already
我
have
们
an
已经
understanding of
获
emptiness.
得了这些 理
We've
解，对于
received
空性的理解，
very clear and correct teachings
我
on
们
what
接受到了
emptiness
非常
means.
清晰和正确的教授。
We go into that deep meditation. Must be a deep state of meditation, which goes on for a very short period of time, maybe 20
这个
minutes.
过程是非常短的，也许只有20分钟的时间。
During that period of time, your mind is completely involved with the
而在
experience
这个时间
of
呢，
perceiving
是
emptiness directly. There's no other thought,
知
there's no
知见空
awareness
性的过
of
程，
anything
没有
else,
任何其他的
there's no
念头，也
physical
没有
or
任何
mental
对于其
awareness
他事物的一个觉知。
other than the experience of
除了这个体验本身
the
之外，没
lack
有
of
任何
self
其
nature
他
to
的
me. That's
这个
all
感
that's
受，
going on.
所
You
有一
don't
切
know
都是对于我来
that
说的一
you are in
个，
meditation, or you don't know who you are.
你不
There's
知
none
道
of
你
those
是在
kinds of
这个冥想当中，
sensations
你也不知
going
道你
on.
到底是
It's
谁，
just emptiness.
就是只
So
是
after that 20 minutes or so, then you go into the
在
second half of the path
20分钟之后，
of seeing, and that's called Jetop Yeshe. And that just means that the wisdom that comes later. And this is where you have realization of it's been translated many times as the Four Noble Truths.
之后呢，
But
也是有到
it's
四
really the
正谛
four
的
Arya
认知，
truths. There are four
也就
things
是四正
realized
谛。
by
有4
someone
种
who has
主
seen
要
emptiness
的
directly.
认
And that
知，
is the truth of suffering,
而这个就是苦
the
集灭
truth
道，
of a cause to suffering, the truth of
苦集
the
灭道，
end of suffering, and the truth of a path to end suffering. Those four truths. There are 16 aspects about that. So it's not just those four things that we learn. But anyway, it's realized. It's like it's known, experienced in one's being, in one's heart. It's not just intellectually understood. I have to skip ahead. I thought I had all this extra time. I must have been blabbing about things I shouldn't have been blabbing about. So we're
那
going
我
to
们
talk now about why
现
do they call
在
it
会讲一讲
like why diamond? Why is diamond
为
in
什
the
么
title?
为什么是金刚呢？
Diamond is in the title because one of the realizations you have in the path of seeing is that apparently, this is what is said, is that you come out of
在
that
这里提到
experience
的说，当
and
你
you
从体
look
验空性的
around
这个
and
过程
there's
当中
like
出来，
there's nothing that represents what you just
也就
experienced.
是没有任何能够
The sort
去
of
代表你刚才去
the impact, the profundity of what you just experienced. Nothing on
体
earth
验到的这个，
or even your imagination can compare to it. It's a
哪怕是
totally
说你的
different
想
object.
象
It's
都没有办法
it's
去
ultimate. That's why it's called ultimate
想象到，
truth.
所以这就是为什么叫
So
做
what is the
终极现实。
ultimate thing on our planet happens to
那
be
在我
the
们的这个
closest
世界
thing
里边，终极现实到
is a
底是
diamond.
什么呢？
And there are
也就
three
是
aspects
暂
to this
时，
metaphor.
有关于这个
First, the
比喻
diamond,
有到3个面向。
pure diamond is clear.
那首
It's
先呢，
transparent.
这个
If you had a gazillion billion dollars and you could, I don't know, you probably have to dig up half of Africa to find it. But if
你
you
可能
could find
去，
a huge
如
diamond
果能够去找到一个巨大的
and
钻
have
石，
it cut,
然后
it would be
切
completely
割，
clear. It could be in front of you and you
那
can
它会
see it.
是非常清晰的。
So the diamond represents ultimate truth
所以
because it's
这
totally
个
clear.
钻
And
石
that
就代表了
emptiness, the lack of self-existence to things is all around us. We've never seen it. We don't see it, even though
我
we
们看不
are
到，
learning about it.
哪怕
We
说
don't
我
see
们
it. It doesn't
看不到，
appear to our senses that way. So it's around us all the time, and it's
所以它是
totally
一直
clear.
在我
So
们周边
diamond
的，
is like
非
that.
常清晰的。
Every object has emptiness, and it's
每
been
一个
around with
对
us.
象都有到
It's
这样的
been
一个空
around
性，
us. So every object,
它
including
是
us,
在我们周围
is
的，
empty for our whole lives. We've
也
never
是
seen it.
空性的，然后
The
也
second
是
thing is that a diamond is
第二
ultimate
点，
in the sense that
就是这个
physically it's
钻
the
石
hardest thing
是
in the
从物质
universe.
上最为
It
坚硬
can't
的，
be scratched by
那
anything
它也
other
是
than
没
another
有
diamond.
办法通过任何其他
And
的
that's
事物
just a
所切
physical
割划痕的，
reality.
除非
And
是有
nothing
到另外一个
can
钻石，
scratch another diamond. You can cut a diamond, but you cut it with
那
another
你可以去切割一个钻
diamond
石，
tool, right? That's how
但只
you
能是
cut
运用另
a
外一
diamond.
个金刚的另外一个钻石来
So
去
it's
切割，
not real ultimate, but it's
所以
close, right? That's the
它
closest
并
thing
不
we have
是
is ultimate. And then
当然
thirdly,
终极的
a，
但
diamond
是
is
最为接近
pure.
的。
And there's a phrase
那
that they
么
use for this called
另外，
Dorje Sekma,
我们有到这样的一
which is
个
about the
词
concept
语，
that
也就是
if you were to
如
use
果
another diamond and smash a diamond
你
into
需要
smithereens,
去运用一个
each one of those
钻
little
石
slivers
来
would
去
be pure diamond. Each
切割的话，你
little
会发现
piece
每一个
would be
都是
equally
完全
pure
纯净的，
diamond. It's not like one part of the diamond is more pure than another. Like at the
那
core,
它
it's
并不
more
是
pure,
说
pure all throughout
而
the
是
stone.
同等的
So
纯净的，所以
that's the metaphor. When you come out of that experience of the direct perception of emptiness,
你从这
we
样的一个体验当
experience
中
of
出来
seeing
的话，那么
that
对
nothing
于
has any nature of its own. You realize that
你
every
会意
single
识到，
perception you've ever had in your life
在你生
has
命
been
当中
mistaken,
所见到的
has
所有的一
been
切的感知
incorrect.
都是错误的，都是不对的。
Everything we saw, everything we
所
thought,
有我们看到的，
everything we understood
我们
was
理
mistaken.
解到的
And we don't know
都
that
是错误的，
until we have the experience of being
而
in the direct
我
perception
们
of emptiness.
直到直见空性
And as soon
才
as we
理解。
come out of that
而一旦
direct
我
perception of
们
emptiness,
从这样的一个直见空性的过程当中
things
出来，
start appearing to us, or
那
things
么
continue to appear to us
事物
in a
对
mistaken
于我
way.
们
Things
就持续的
appear
以
to
一
be
种错
coming
误的方式呈
at
现。
us, not from us. We understand it intellectually
那看上去是冲我们而
that
来，
that
而
is
不是
completely
从我
and
们而来。
literally mistaken. So while things appear
所
to be
以
coming
当事物
from
是
the object to
看上
us,
去
we are
从
not
这个
fooled.
对象冲我们而来的时候，
Nothing can phase us. I
我
mean,
们
now, me, if you're anything like me,
现在举例来
you
讲，
think
我
about emptiness as much as possible throughout the day,
如果说
but there
你
are
一整
times
天
when
去
things
思
sneak
维很
in
多的
and
空性，
you
但
forget,
是
or I
当
forget, I should say, that
这样的一个
things aren't coming at me,
我
they're
们
coming
忘记
from
的时间，我
to
们忘
someone
记
who
的
has
事物
seen
是冲
emptiness
我，
directly.
是由我而来，
Things
而不是冲
appear
我而来。
and they just are
那么
not fooled.
你对于那些
They
直见空性的
see
人，他们
Yumatabu.
不会再被这样的一个
They
欺骗性
they
现实所
know
欺骗。
that
那
things
么
are
他
like
们
an
看
illusion.
到
That's what
这个
Juma
事物
Tabu
是
means. And if you
呃
go on to study the
虚
Diamond
虚
Way
幻的。
teachings, why are they
所以
called
如果说
Diamond
大家继
Way?
续这
You
个金
might
刚
get a
秤的练习
sense.
的话，为什么是金刚秤呢？就是
This is talked about a lot. Juma Tabu. So anyway,
这一点。
you on the day
所
that we
以
do stop,
在我们提
let's
到
say
的
on the day that things no
在
longer appear to be coming at us,
事物不再是
that's the day
看上去
that we
冲
have
我们而来，
removed the seeds
而这就
of
是那
seeing
个
things
我
in a
们
mistaken
能
way.
够去除所有的
And that's the
事
day we
物
become
以
either
错误的方式存在
an
的
arhat
这样的一个感知，这也就成为
if
了
we're on
正
the
者，
lower track, or a fully enlightened Buddha if
或者
we're
说我
on the
们
greater path. That's the
能
fifth
够去
path.
进
The
入到
fourth path, in between the path of seeing and the
在
path
见到
of what they call the fifth path
跟
is no more learning.
无学道之
That
间
fourth path
是
is
第
the
四道，
period of
也
time
就是
between
修道，
seeing emptiness directly
也就是
and reaching
在直见空
the
性
highest goal,
和
whether that's nirvana
成
or
佛
enlightenment.
之间，
And
不
what
管你
happens in that
是
path
这
is
这
we get
个
used to what we saw.
正悟或者达至涅槃，
We become habituated
那
to
么
what we
我
saw.
们就
And
开
that could
始
take
进入到修道，
lifetimes. It
而
could
这
take
个可能会花
7 lives.
数年的时间，可能
Or
会花
it could
7
take
世
less than a life.
或
It could
或者
happen in this life.
1世，或者说在今世。
So, the diamond
所
is
以
ultimate truth.
金
But
刚就
the
是
image
终
of a
极的
diamond,
现实，
the
或者
physical
说
diamond,
是
it's only a
这样的一个
representation
钻石，它
of
是一
ultimate truth.
个
It's not
终极现实
ultimate
的
truth.
代表，
It cannot
而
touch
它
ultimate
并
truth
不是终极现实，它不会触碰到终极
unless
现
you're
实，
in the direct
除非
perception of
你
emptiness.
是直见空性之后。
Everything that's appearing to you
所以
is
所有一
an
切
illusion.
冲我而来，
it's like fog on a foggy day.
就好
It
像
has that
是
much
一个
substance,
幻象， 就
right?
好像
And
是一
so
个
ultimate truth,
充满了雾的。所以
in one sense,
究
it
竟现
cuts that
实
fog. But more
是
importantly here, though,
穿过这些云
although
雾，虽然
the diamond represents ultimate reality,
钻石
it's
代表了
completely and
究竟
utterly
现实，
insufficient.
它是完全
Uh,
终极的，这
you
个
might even call it inept
不足以，或
to
者说
say that a
是不
diamond
足
is
够，
ultimate reality.
或者你会
Ultimate
说
reality is so really
钻
far
石
beyond
不足以
what we can
来去
imagine.
表达这个究竟现
So
实，
ultimate reality cuts the diamond.
因为究竟现实要远比这个，所以我们说究竟
Ultimate
现实
reality
切割
crushes
钻
the
石，
metaphor of a
究
diamond.
竟现实这
Now,
个
if
击碎
you
了
had
钻石
seen
的比喻。
ultimate reality
如果
directly, you
说
might
你只
wear
见空性的话，那么
you might wear diamonds.
你可以去戴这样的一个钻
You
石，
might, as Geshe Michael did, work at a diamond company to remind you
正如葛
constantly
西老师曾
of
经在
ultimate
钻石公
reality.
司工作一样，来去提
But
醒
it's totally insufficient.
这样的一个究
It's
竟现
just
实，
it's good as a reminder.
所以
That's it.
它其实是一个很好的提醒。
Now, I just want to briefly go over your homework.
好，我们快速的过一
Oh
下
no,
作
I have
业。
to go set the stage. Oh, I'm so slow. I'm sorry.
我们的进度非
So
常慢
setting
啊
the stage of the sutra. The Buddha gets up.
所
You
以
know, they live out. You know, they don't have a home or anything like this. They live out in what used to be a forest,
佛
and
陀
in India. And he
生
would
活
go
在
out for his
印度的这
morning
样的一个丛林，
sunyom,
然
which
后他
means
就去
going out for
到
alms.
他
Uh,
早晨的起
and
食，
there are hundreds of monks around the Buddha. He's getting ready
在
to go do
佛的
this,
周
but
围
a
有
monk comes
200
by
名僧人，
named Subhuti.
然后有
And
一个须菩提，
he's well known in the
就
sutras. You'll see his
须
name
菩提在
frequently
经里
you
边
saw his
是常
name
见的，
if
你
you've
可以看
ever
到，
studied the Heart Sutra.
如果
He's
大
the
家
one
读过
who
心
asks
经的话，他 就
the
是
Bodhisattva
向
Charyavatara,
佛请教
or
授
not
的，
Bodhisattva Charyavatara. He asks Avalokiteshvara, excuse me,
那
he
以
asks
及他
Chinese
问了
intimately.
观音，
He asks
也就是观世
Avalokiteshvara a
音，
question. But here he comes before the Buddha and asks a question. He
那
kneels down
他就
to
去
uh,
在佛前跪
as
拜，
a physical gesture of respect. He takes off
那
his
他
shawl
就
and puts it
把
down
他
and
的
kneels down.
围巾拿
And
下
he
来，
asks a
然
question
后
of
跪地，
Buddha.
然
And the
后
question
问
is in
了
three
向佛
parts.
了请教了问题，他的问
He
题就包
probably
含了
said
3部
something
分。
like, "Oh, holy
他
Reverend
说了，
enlightened one, please, how
佛
should a bodhisattva live?
请问这个
How should a
菩萨应
bodhisattva
该如何
act?
行事？菩萨如何应该
How should
生
a
活？
bodhisattva
菩萨如何践
think?"
行？菩萨如何思维？
So then the rest of this sutra
所
is a
以这部
conversation
经的
between
剩下
the
的部分
Buddha
就
and
全部都
Subhuti
是佛和须
about
菩
this
提之间的
question
对话，
in
有
three
关
parts.
于
How
他提到
bodhisattva
的
lives,
这个问题的
how
3个部分。
bodhisattva practices,
那菩
and
萨
how
应
a
该如何
bodhisattva
生活？
thinks.
菩萨如何践行？菩萨如何
The Buddha asks
思维？
questions of Subhuti.
所以
Subhuti asks
佛
questions
就问须
of the
菩提
Buddha,
这样的
and they
问
have a
题，
back
然
and
后须
forth
菩提
discussion. It's
问
really
佛这样的问题
wonderful.，
所以
there's
就有到这样一个来回的
129
对话，
questions
然
in
后
this
有到
sutra. And we are so
129个
fortunate
问题，
to have Chuni
而
Lama
我们
to
非常
help
幸运的有到
guide
丘
us
尼喇嘛
through
来去指引我
how
们，
to how we should think about these questions.
然后以及我们如
Okay,
何
really
应该
quickly,
去
if
思
if
维
you
这些
have to
问
go,
题。
you should go. But if you can stay, I just want to talk about your homework, your
然
meditation homework
后
for
我们
like
来去讲
2
一讲
minutes.
大家的作业。
There is it. So in this homework,
那在这个作业
Geshe
当中，
Michael asks
格
that
西老
we
师有问，
and it's just the next 2 days. So to do this practice called Sunda, which is we're basically what it
要
means
去
is we are
做
Geshe
这个
Michael
练
talked
习。
about this when he taught
格西
the
老师也
Wheel
讲
of
了这
Life,
一部分啊，
the book that Sugang Shi
他
had
提到
translated.
的生命之轮里边的，
Sundet
也就是
means
苏根老师
to
来翻译
plant
的
a
这本
seed,
著作，是指的要
to
去种
arm
下
the
种
bomb.
子。
So we want to plant the seed
我
to
们想要
understand these
种下种
teachings for
子，
this whole course.
能够
So in
去
this
了解。
this meditation, you're going to
那
sit
么
down
在
for
这样
15
的一
minutes
个
and you're going to be
冥想当中， 要去做15
begging.
分钟，
You're going to be planting a seed by begging the teachers of the lineage to give you a jinla, to give you a blessing,
能够
so that you
去
can
提醒
understand.
老师的
So to do
这
that,
个
there's
教
a,
授，
a book, a tiny book. It's only 7 pages in English,
很短的
called
一本书，
Yinten Shurgyuma, which means the source of all my good.
也就
It's
是普
read that first.
我的善
I'm
之
having
源
it put
这
up
本
on
著
the
作，
platform for you. I was hoping we'd have enough time for me to read it so
我
you
们
hear it spoken
希
in your
望
own
有
language.
机
So
会能够
I
去
deeply apologize
仔细
for
读这
not
个
having
内
the
容啊，
time.
但是
But
我们今
so
天
please,
实在是没有时间了，
in your meditation, do your
所以
preliminaries, read
在
the source
你
of all my
的
good.
冥
Even
想
if you
当
don't
中
understand the words,
来去读
have in
这
your
个我的善
mind
之源，
that you
然后
are
你可以
thinking
去
about
思维
how understanding comes from your teacher, from receiving
你
teachings
的
from
所
your
有的这
teacher,
些理解，
and that
你的这些
our
全部
minds
都
are
来自
blessed with
于
this
你的老
understanding so
师。
that we ourselves can practice the teachings and become enlightened. You can imagine in your mind all the
你可
teachers
以
that
去
go
想一
from
想，
your teacher
在你
all the
的
way to the Buddha.
在你的意识当
Think
中，
about
所
that
有的老
chain,
师，你只
that
知道
stream
佛，然
of
后你
teachers,
去想一想这个
and beg them all to bless your mind to understand these
传
teachings.
承，然后去祈请这些老师能
Thank
够
you
去教授你。
so much
所以
for
感谢大家，
your attention. Again, I
感谢大
apologize for
家
going on
再一
too long.
次所有的这
And
些注意力。
please,
那么我
we won't do it
们
together because I'm already over. But
感
please
谢，
dedicate
请大家做
our
回
time
想，
here together, being together, sharing
尤其是我们大家能够
teachings,
在一起，
any
能够
understandings you've had,
一起
dedicate them towards
来去
your
做
highest
回想，
possible goal,
能够去回
lock
想到
them
你
in
的最高的目
towards
的。
ripening as being fully enlightened. So please do that. Thank you,
请
live
做回想。
translators. I love you.
好，
You
感
are
谢，
amazing.
感谢大家。
Thank you, ACI, for providing the platform. Thank you, Zoom.
好，感谢
Thank you,
ACN，
Internet.
感谢
And
Zoom，
thank you most especially, Geshe Michael Roach, for sharing these teachings.
好，感谢葛西老
So,
师分享
okay,
这些
have
教
fun
授。
in your meditations, thinking about the teachers, and see if you can just feel getting the blessings from this whole
请
lineage
大
of
家好好的来
all the
做你
way
的
back to
冥
the
想，
beginning,
好好享受你的
and
冥
may it
想。
ripen into complete and clear understanding. Okay. Bye.
好，就到这里，谢谢，拜拜。
Thank you so much, Venerable Utpala.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you
so much, teacher. Thank you so much, volunteer. Thank you, everyone.
Благодарю.
Thank you, teacher
Thank
Ben
you.
Upala.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
See you in a couple days.
See you.
Thank you, teacher. See you next class.
Thank you, dear Lena.
谢谢老师，晚安。